बहुत डिटेल में बताते, बहुत अच्छा बताते प्रभु जी।
यस यस यस।
हरे कृष्णा शरद प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
माता जी।
प्रभु जी, मैं स्टार्ट विद द कीर्तन सेवा।
हाँ यस यस।
ओके, हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हो। हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय हो। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हो। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथावितान्तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा श्री साद्वैतं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखाविताश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिने इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरद्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगद्गीताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपाद की जय हो। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय कुपितन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय कुपितन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन यमुनतीरा वनचारी। यमुनतीरा वनचारी। यमुनतीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा गिरिधारी राधा गिरिधारी राधे। जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे, जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा, श्याम सुंदर राधे, जय जगन्नाथ, जय जगन्नाथ, जय बलदेवा, जय सुभद्रा, गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय, गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय, निताय गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, निताय गौरा हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव, 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। जय प्रभुपाद की जय हो। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय, नमः पङ्कजमालिने, नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय, नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रे। जय प्रभुपाद की जय हो। As Janmashtami is in the mood of Janmashtami, I am doing Yashomati Nandan by Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. यशोमती नंदन व्रजवरनागर गोकुल रंजन काना, यशोमती नंदन व्रजवरनागर गोकुल रंजन काना, गोपी पराण धन मदन मनोहर कालिय दमन विधान, गोपी पराण धन मदन मनोहर कालिय दमन विधान, अमल हरि नाम अमिय विलास विपिन पुरंदर नवीन नगर वर वंशी बदन सुवास, अमल हरि नाम अमिय विलास विपिन पुरंदर नवीन नगर वर वंशी बदन सुवास, यशोमती नंदन ब्रजवरनागर गोकुल रंजन काना, व्रज जन पालन असुर कुल नाशन नंद गोधन रखवाला, व्रज जन पालन असुर कुल नाशन नंद गोधन रखवाला, गोविंद माधव नवनीत तस्कर सुंदर नंद गोपाला, गोविंद माधव नवनीत तस्कर सुंदर नंद गोपाला, यशोमती नंदन व्रजवरनागर गोकुल रंजन काना, यमुना तटचर गोपी वसन हर रास रसिक कृपा मोय, यमुना तटचर गोपी वसन हर रास रसिक कृपा मोय, श्री राधा वल्लभ वृंदावन नटवर भक्ति विनोद आश्रय, श्री राधा वल्लभ वृंदावन नटवर भक्ति विनोद आश्रय, यशोमती नंदन ब्रजवरनागर गोकुल रंजन काना, यशोमती नंदन ब्रजवरनागर गोकुल रंजन काना नंद घेरा नंद भयो जय कन्हैया लाल की हाथी घोड़ा पाल की हाथी घोड़ा पाल की नंद घेरा नंद भयो जय कन्हैया लाल की हाथी घोड़ा पाल की हाथी घोड़ा पाल की। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। जय भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय हो। ट्रांसलेशन। Lord Krishna is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the transcendental lover in the land of Raja, the delight of Gokula. Kana is a nickname of Krishna, the wealth of the lives of the gopis. He steals the mind of even Cupid and punishes the Kalya serpent. This pure holy name of Lord Hari are full of sweet nectarian pastimes. Krishna is the Lord of 12 forests of Raja. He is ever youthful and is the best of lovers. He is always playing on a flute and he is an excellent dresser. Krishna is the protector of the inhabitants of Raja, the destroyer of various demonic dynasties, the keeper and tender of Nand Maharaja's cow, the giver of pleasure to the cows, land, and spiritual senses, the husband of goddess of fortune, the butter thief, and the beautiful coward boy of Nand Maharaj. Krishna wanders along the bank of the river Yamuna. He stole the garments of the young damsel of Raja who were bathing there. He delights in the mellows of the Rasa dance. He is very merciful lover and the beloved of Srimati Radharani ji, the great dancer of Vrindavan and the shelter and the only refuge of Thakur Bhakti Vinodaji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. यशोमती नंदन की जय हो, नंद नंदन की जय हो। Thank you, Prabhuji, for so wonderful seva. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to all devotees.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So let us start with the invocation prayers for today. Prabhuji, volume a little higher. Yes, Prabhu. Is it better now? Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for wonderful prayers. Light चालू करो. Okay. This one minute, please. सर्वशास्त्रादिपीयूष सर्ववेदिक सत्फल सर्वसिद्धांत रत्नाद्य सर्वलोकैर्धृक्पद सर्वभागवत प्राण श्रीमद्भागवत प्रभु कलिद्वान्तोदित्यादित्य श्री कृष्ण परिवर्तित O Srimad Bhagavatam, O nectar churn from the ocean of all Vedic scriptures, O most prominent fruit, sorry, O most prominent transcendental fruit of all the Vedas, O you who are enriched with jewels of all spiritual philosophical conclusion, O you who grant spiritual vision to all the people of the world, O life breath of the Vaishnava devotees, O Lord, you are the sun which has arisen to dispel the darkness of Kali Yuga. You are actually Lord Krishna who has returned among us. Paramananda Pataya Prema Varshaksharaय Te Sarvada Sarva Shivaya Shri Krishnaya Namastume. O Srimad Bhagavatam, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. By reading you, one attains transcendental bliss, for your syllables rain pure love of God upon the reader. You are always to be served by everyone, for you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna. Madeko Bandhu Matsangi Madguru Madmahadana Madnishtarka Madbhagya Madananda Namostumi. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O my only friend, O my companion, O my teacher, O my great wealth, O my deliverer, O my good fortune, O my bliss, I offer respectful obeisances unto you. Asadu sadutadain atini khochtakara hana muncha kadachinma premna rita kantayosvara. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifest upon my heart and my throat, accompanied by pure love of Krishna. We'll say the prayers to the Guru and Guru Parampara. Now, Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Satyadev Dashatikari Namne. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedant Swami Namne. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharane. निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तविंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदाङ्कितं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदाम सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखा हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण। So welcome all. Hopefully you all had a wonderful Janmashtami and celebration of Srila Prabhupada Appearance Day. It was very wonderful here, blissful and yeah, regenerating, and also um, there was a lot of reflection on the appearance day of Srila Prabhupada at our ISKCON center, and there has been series of talks on how Srila Prabhupada his journey, I mean, version of go through with the Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrita, and it just make me feel so much of gratitude. Like, can't even think how much Srila Prabhupada has done so that we, the jivas of this world, get Srimad Bhagavatam. So we should be thankful and grateful. And with that, we begin our session for today. But prior to that, I think we'll do a revision of the previous chapter so that we can be back to connect. So I think Samta Mataji, you're doing. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Danvat Pranam. Danvat Pranam, Charu Prabhuji, Sharit Prabhuji, and all the assembled devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, in the last class, Sanjay Prabhuji very beautifully covered lesson 108, that is chapter 1, which comprises 45 verses, wherein we see that Lord Krishna goes to Indraprastha, Hastinapur, which is now New Delhi, and the reason for his visit and who advised him to do that, and what was the dual purpose of doing that, visiting Hastinapur, and how he was received over there. So that was covered in the last chapter. So here we see that Narad Muni is present in front of in Dwarika, and everybody is there along with Uddhava is there, Lord's close associates, everybody is there. So Uddhava says to Lord that, Narad Muni has requested you to visit Hastinapur and to meet King Yudhishthira, and there you should be going over there. So Uddhava advises Lord to do that. And we saw the reason, what was Uddhava's game plan behind all this, behind uh, encouraging Lord to visit Indraprasth at the earliest. So why did Uddhava advised Lord Krishna to go to Indraprasth or Hastinapur? What was his purpose? Anybody would want to explain that? Yes, Harsha Mataji.
Yeah. He advised the Lord by conquering from all directions, and so that he can perform the Rajsuya sacrifice, conquering even Jarasandha. So
Yeah.
when he is defeated, he can perform this very nicely. And then the second, Thank you.
Yes, so Rajasuya Yajna was of the highest importance, and Yudhishthir Maharaj had a commitment that he has to perform the Rajasuya sacrifice. And this won't be possible unless Jarasandha is defeated. Rajasuya Yajna can only be performed when all the kings are defeated. So Jarasandha is still there, and Jarasandha has always been a hurdle. He has always created problems. So till the time Jarasandha is defeated, and who all were there, who all will get relief if Jarasandha is defeated?
जो जरासंध ने पकड़े हुए जो कितने सारे
हाँ।
राजाओं को उन्होंने पकड़े थे, पकड़ के
Yes.
रखा था, तो वो सब अगर जरासंध को डिफीट करते हैं तो वो सब छूट सकते हैं,
Correct,
कि
Mataji.
उन्होंने भगवान का शेल्टर भी लिया था.
Yes. So there were many kings who were imprisoned by Jarasandha. They would also be freed, and these were very pious kings. So Uddhava wanted to had the intention that Jarasandha should be defeated, these pious kings should be released, and the Rajasurya Yajna should be performed. So that was the reason why Uddhava wanted Lord Krishna to go to Hastinapur. Okay, so what was the plan? What plan did he devise? What was his game plan of Uddhava? Because Jarasandha is extremely powerful.
Jarasandha can be killed only by Bhima.
Okay, why only Bhima, Mataji?
Because Jarasandha was very powerful and the same strength, even Bhima had the same strength.
Correct.
So he advised them to disguise as a Brahmana and go, because he begged for the fight.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. Jarasandha was so powerful. He had the strength of 10,000 elephants. So he was not an ordinary person. He was an extremely powerful king. And facing Jarasandha along with his Akshayoni army would have been difficult. So what did Uddhava advise is that Bhima, who has equal strength like Jarasandha, he should confront Jarasandha. He should fight Jarasandha, and not in front of the army, but he should be disguised as a Brahmana. Why Brahmana? Why Uddhava advises that Bhima should disguise himself as a Brahmana and then...
Yes, Mataji. हरे कृष्ण. जरासंध जो
Yes.
था वो ब्राह्मणों को बहुत ही आदर करता था और हमेशा उनको दान दक्षिणा देता था, और उनके जो भी वर्ड्स है उनको कभी भी वो अच्छे से उनका सत्कार करता था. तो अगर वो लोग अगर ब्राह्मण के वेश में जाते हैं तो भगवान जरासंध उनको ना नहीं बोल सकता था.
Correct. He would have asked him, what do you want? So Bhim would have told him that, I want to fight you. So he would have asked that as a Brahmana. Jarasandha wouldn't have refused that. So that was the game plan, very smart plan of Uddhava that he advised to Lord Krishna. And everybody agreed to it. Everybody praised Uddhava. in the assembly for suggesting such a wonderful plan. So
Mother,
here,
so on,
yes, Prabhuji.
yeah, on top of that, that's one part. Both has got 10,000 elephant strength. But apart from that, also Uddhava suggests one. The fight should happen only in presence of Lord Krishna. So that
Wonderful.
was an additional rider. That was an additional rider for Bhima to win over.
Correct. You're so
Like,
right. I was just coming to that. Uddhava suggested that yes, Bhima is powerful, no doubt, but still his victory without your presence won't happen. It is only by your presence, by you being by his side, that Bhima's victory will over Jarasandha would be guaranteed. So Lord's presence is the most important. Thank you, Prabhuji, for
माता जी,
highlighting
हम
that.
यहाँ पे एक दूसरा पॉइंट भी कह सकते हैं कि भगवान हमारे पास्ट, प्रेजेंट और फ्यूचर सबको जानते हैं, क्योंकि भगवान को मालूम था कि जरासंध कैसे मरेगा. ओनली
जी.
ही नोज कि हाउ ही विल किल.
Yes, you're right. Okay, so here Lord Krishna then he proceeds towards Hastinapur along with his queens and the full paraphernalia, and they describe it very beautifully how Lord prepares to go to Hastinapur, and Uddhav's advice was to Lord that you have to do all this, so you please proceed for Hastinapur as soon as possible. So Lord immediately got his chariot ready, and all the preparations were done, and he sat on his chariot and he came towards, he left for Hastinapur. Okay, so Lord came to Hastinapur, crossing many villages. There was a big journey that he had to do. So there were so many places that he has to cross by, and 2 rivers he crossed, Saraswati, and also one more river that he crossed. He came to uh, he had to reach New Delhi, that is Hastinapur. So he passed by Anartha, that is the Gujarat province. He also crossed Surat. He crossed the great desert of Rajasthan, then Kurukshetra. And in between, he had to pass by many mountains, rivers, towns, and mining fields. And Drashadvati and Saraswati were the 2 big rivers that he crossed, and also the provinces of Panchala and Matsya. And after this long journey, Lord finally arrived to Indraprastha. Now, Lord's arrival in Indraprastha was a great event. It was so beautifully received by everybody over there. When Yudhishthir Maharaj, he came to know that Lord has arrived, he could not contain himself. His joy knew no bounds. And immediately it was like a big celebration. They received Lord with lot of love, lot of pomp and show and respect. So here the whole city was decorated and everything, fragrances, flowers, flags on the houses. Everybody was so excited. So a very beautiful description of receiving Lord is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. So that is worth reading. So then Lord enters how did Lord, the interaction of Yudhishthir Maharaj is very important over here. Yudhishthir Maharaj, how did he receive Lord? What was his feeling? What was his level of excitement that is mentioned so beautifully? Anybody can highlight it?
yeah, Mother, just prior to that, also it's a mention how the people, right? They were standing on both sides of the road. So one is
Yeah.
received by the palace, But we see that when Krishna goes to Dwarika, or he leaves also sometime later around, right? So everywhere the Lord goes, how he was received, I think, with a joyous the people along the road. That's one. Second thing, as you said, that Pandavas also, Yudhishthira Maharaj is older than Lord Krishna, but
Correct.
being a devotee of Lord, his ecstatic love had no bounds. He's all the Ashtabikar, and he was embracing, and all those
Correct.
things are given. And also with Yudhishthira, others also proportionately, to their age and other appropriate, they receive the Lord. But one enthusiasm was there. They were receiving the Lord in their heart. They were receiving the Lord into their, Indraprastha, because this is the, they have the belief also that all that Indraprastha, the palace, everything happened because of mercy of the Lord. They are always
Yeah.
depending on the Lord's mercy. So their gratitude, being a devotee, all five Pandavas, including Kunti, Draupadi, everybody was there. So how the devotees receive the Lord, this is the perfect example.
Yes.
How the king being, how he received the Lord, right? That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so excited. He was again and again embracing Lord.
Embracing.
And the moment he was doing that, all his material contamination was just, he was getting into ecstasy. So his joy knew no bounds. His hair stood on his body. He was so excited because he had natural love for the Lord. Why he had natural love for the Lord? It is mentioned.
He's always, always, okay, with Lord only, Mataji. Okay.
Yeah,
Whenever he
he's
The
can,
related, no?
Nitya Siddha.
Nitya
Yeah.
Siddha. Yeah, that is right.
Naturally, because
Nitya
Lord
Siddha.
is family to him, no? He
Yeah,
is
he's
elder
part and
brother of Lord. So natural love was there. And besides, he was spiritually and materially attached to Lord. So there was natural love of Yudhishthira Maharaj and the others. Then even Bhima. Bhima was also again and again embracing Lord. And he was also falling into ecstasy, followed by the other three brothers. Even Arjuna was so excited because he was meeting Lord Krishna after some days. So, and he was his best friend. So even Arjuna was embracing Lord. So very beautifully. And then Lord enters the royal palace and he offers. How did Mother Kunti receive the Lord?
She embraced her
Correct.
nephew.
She embraced, out of motherly love, she embraces Lord Krishna, and she also advises Draupadi to receive and worship all the wives of Lord Krishna. And that is basically a way they give respect and hospitality to the Lord. Plus, he was received and worshipped along with his wives. So this is covered in here, reception of the Lord. Now here, why was, here 3 points are highlighted: dharma and duty, friendship and loyalty, and divine intervention. Why was Rajsurya Yajna more than a political strategy? It was not just a political strategy, but it was more than a political strategy. Why it is mentioned?
It was
Yeah, go ahead, Mother.
Yes, Harsha Mataji.
it was a more than a political strategy. It was a spiritual commitment to foster
Correct.
and flourish the society.
Yeah. Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted to develop a just society and a flourishing society, and that was his commitment. So that is the reason Rajasurya Yajna was not mere a political strategy. Thank you, Harsha Mataji.
मतलब
And then
दूसरा भी एक पॉइंट अच्छा है कि
हाँ जी,
युधिष्ठिर महाराज जो थे वो भगवान के प्योर डिवोटी थे और वो साबित करना चाहते थे कि भगवान कृष्ण जो है वो सुप्रीम है और अगर राजसूय यज्ञ में इतने सारे लोग आएंगे, देवता भी आएंगे, तो भगवान कृष्ण को वो एस्टेब्लिश करना चाहते थे कि वो सुप्रीम पर्सनालिटी है,
Godhead है. Correct, Mataji.
यस यस
Thank you. So here again, the friendship and loyalty point is mentioned. What did Lord Krishna's presence indicate? Of course, it indicates his support to Pandavas. But what more did it indicate?
Deep bond between the Pandavas and Lord Krishna.
And
deep affection and respect between the Pandavas and Krishna.
yes. Yes,
The
Mataji. And what else?
And it was a relationship also.
Yeah,
Support and commitment to others.
correct. Divine support always comes from our commitment to others. Like if we think of, yes, Prabhuji. Someone was saying something. Yeah. Divine support is always drawn from our commitment to others. If we commit ourselves to a higher purpose, divine, we are sure to have divine support. Then the same thing, divine intervention. Krishna here highlights what was the difference between Uddhav's strategy and Krishna's guidance. Yeah, Prabhuji has mentioned very nicely that Uddhav's wisdom, it shows that a wise decision or a wise counsel, the outcome is victorious. It shows triumphant outcomes. But Krishna's guidance shows that one's action should be aligned to higher principles. This is a very important point over here. So we go
Krishna
ahead. Yes,
is the-
yes, Mataji.
the protector, both.
Yeah, Krishna is the protector.
Totally, yeah.
Okay, so we also saw the dual goals of this particular game plan of Uddhava. He just, for the performance of Rajsurya Yajna, Jarasandha had to be devoted and had to be destroyed. And if Jarasandha is killed, then the pious kings will be relieved. So that was the dual goal and the strategic action. And the role of divine guidance. Here, a very beautiful mention of Lord Krishna's and Uddhava's dialogue is mentioned. Can anybody highlight on that?
Yeah. So again, as this is the central theme of the whole chapter. How Uddhava sees, kill one bird with like two birds with the one right goal. So releasing all the kings and killing Jarasandha, so that path to Rajeshwar is clear, right? And
Yes, Prabhuji.
how this was planned with a knowledge, and he used his intelligence. That means his knowledge about the birth of Jarasandha. That part also is there, and also using Lord Krishna's Krishna to achieve the dharma, complex dilemma, navigating complex dilemma. Here dharma, right? This Jarasandha was adharmi. So how
Yes.
to establish with Yudhishthir Maharaj as a king, so to make a path clear. So all through navigate complex dilemma, right? So
Yes,
how to
Prabhuji.
get one to move forward to establish the Yudhishthir Maharaj as the supreme king there.
Yes, Prabhuji. Very nicely explained by you. And then the strength and limitations, we already spoke of Bhima's strength, how it was equal to Jarasandha. But again, here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he highlights that he says that for Bhima to achieve victory, it was very important it is very important that Lord Krishna be present. A very beautiful point here was also mentioned in Bhagavatam that the world is created and destroyed by Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, but they are just on the surface. It is they do the action, but it actually happens because of time factor. and time factor is the impersonal manifestation of Lord Krishna. So if time factor can, if the impersonal manifestation of Lord Krishna can do so much, then what will happen when Lord is personally present? So impossible can be made possible by the presence of Lord Krishna. And the manifestation of dharma, again, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur here mentions that the higher purpose should always be served, which is to establish dharma and assist those who are suffering. We will wind up with the last 2 points, glorification of the divine. Here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, what is he saying about glorification of the Lord? What does it showcase? Why should the divine be glorified? Anyone who has not answered till now would
It
like to
serves
try.
to inspire faith and uplift of devotees.
Correct. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. And we end up with the last point, parental love and faith. Kunti Mata's affection to Lord, her faith, what does it symbolize?
It's pure devotional nature of the devotees, right?
Yes.
And also, like she has that. I think a combination of both. She has the parental love and
Correct.
also a recognition of Aishwarya of the Lord, that He is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And
It is almost like a mother's love, Mataji.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So her love is motherly towards Lord Krishna. That gives hope, faith, because mother's love, that gives lot of hope, unwavering hope that that thing will definitely happen. So it is highlighted, the faith of a mother, that is important. So with this, we end up today's recap session. Over to you, Sanjeev Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So wonderful recap. Actually, you all covered some of the important points for today. So honestly, I won't be left with much, but yeah, we'll go through this. But those were important points. So some of it may sound a repeat, but these are important. So, and it is pastime of the Lord. So no matter how much time we redo, they always remain sweet. Okay, so with that background, we saw the plan, the consultation of Uddhav, and then how Krishna travels to Indraprasth. Mataji just covered so beautifully. And for us, it is a way to read, understand, and then visualize as well, right? How it would have been. And that's what would okay. The more we think of it, the more it purifies us and the more Krishna conscious we become, right? So now, as we saw, Krishna has reached Indraprasth with his whole entourage. The goal here is, there are two requests he had, one from Narad Muni to free up those kings and kill Jarasan, and sorry, one from Narad Muni to uh, and Narad Muni plays such an important role in the whole Leela. He's wonderful devotee of the Lord, and sometimes his acts are mysterious, but they actually accelerate the activities of the Lord, or he assists the Lord in the not accelerate. Sorry, he assists the pastimes of the Lord to happen for our benefit also. So the more we remember, the more we think, the more conscious we are, and we get purified, and that's how we make our home back to God. And so this chapter now, where we saw Krishna has reached Indraprasth, he is with Yudhishthira Maharaj and his favorite Pandavas. We saw how he is welcomed. Now the goal here will begin, where the chapter title here is the slaying of Jarasan. and then the next chapter will be freeing up those kings. But the high level chapter outline is in the first section is where Yudhishthira Maharaj will make his prayers to the Lord, to Lord Krishna on what is in his mind. Second section is Krishna responds to his prayers and gives him the plan, which is what we discussed. And third part is Krishna, Bhima, and Arjuna. They reach Magad in the disguise of Brahman and request for a fight with Jarasan, and that conversation between Jarasan and Krishna, Krishna, Bhima, and Arjuna. And the final section is slaying of Jarasan. So these are the four sections or four parts of this. So let's go through them one by one. Thanks again, Charul Prabhu. So wonderful PowerPoints here where you have given us the essence of what Srila Prabhupada has taught us, and also summary of all other commentary from Acharyas as well. So we begin here. The chapter says, first part, one day King Yudhishthir addressed Lord Krishna as he sat in the royal assembly. And what does King Yudhishthir say? My lord, I wish to perform Rajsuya sacrifice. In this sacrifice, people uninterested in your devotional service will be able to see firsthand the superiority of your devotees and inferiority of non-devotees. They will also be able to see your lotus feet. He also says feet, and he also says shoes of the Lord. So those are so revered and so uh, so much of invaluable, like so valuable and priceless for those for the devotees of the Lord. In the previous pastime we saw, or it's yet to come. Well, in the previous one where Krishna he dances on Kalia. I just happen to correlate that because it's a mention of the lotus feet, that the pastimes of Lord are very unique and mysterious. On one hand, you will see devotees who are so eager to attain to the lotus feet of the Lord, and Yudhishthira Maharaj praises that. And on the other hand, we see that Kaliya, who is actually uh, not very favorable to Krishna at all, but he gets this dancing of the Lord's lotus feet on his head, and then he also becomes a devotee. So in the end, what Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying is, Krishna, whatever you do is pleasing to the whole world, and I want to establish your authority here. Now, what are the reasons why Yudhishthira Maharaj wants to do this Rajasuya Yajna, and what is his plan? That's something Santa Mataji and Raksha Mataji you covered. You already gave the essence there, but let's dig a bit deeper here. Um, so what Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying is like, as for us Pandavas who are devotees of yourself, we don't need anything. And actually, devotees are happy no matter where they are. Even Srila Prabhupada used to say, for us, even if we have to stay in a hut, we are okay. But his mission was preaching. So that's why he established these wonderful centers. And also, now Mayapur is growing so huge and it has so wonderful facilities. It's all the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, and also we are getting this opportunity. So devotees by themselves, they are happy in any position, but they have two things. One, they want to serve the Lord. Two, they understand the mood of the Lord. And what is the mood of the Lord? He wants all of us who are freed and who are trapped in this material world to be freed and go back to Him. As much as we may not be eager to go back to Godhead and be with the Lord is much more eager than that to get us back there. So that's what Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying. And then he says that I want to perform this Rajya sacrifice. And what he want to do, he want to invite all the demigod and show that they have no power independent of you. Raksha Mataji, you just said that so many people will come when it's Rajasuya sacrifice. It's the highest level of sacrifice. Even Lord Brahma, Indra, Shiva, everyone has to be there. Krishna, of course, will be there. And Agra Puja will be performed. And in Agra Puja, which is the highest or the most revered guest over there, Krishna will be worshipped. So that will establish the fact that even in front of Brahma, like Brahma, and who's the forefather or the creator of the universe and all the demigods, um, the most supreme person here is Lord Krishna. So that is what is Yudhishthira Maharaj, one of the goals here. Then he also says that, he wants to establish and show to the world the difference between worshipping the Lord and difference between not worshipping the Lord. Like those who worship the Lord, what result they get, and those who do not worship, what result they get. In the upcoming slides, Prabhuji has explained that clearly in one of the themes. So we will just park that for now and then go through that in a details when Prabhuji has that point over there. Then he also says that I wish to show that the world that one can attain the highest perfection of life simply by taking shelter of a lotus tree. Exactly as one can satisfy the branch, twigs, flower of the entire tree simply by watering the root. So Srila Prabhupada so many times has used this example that just by serving the root, you get the nourishment and the whole plant grows. Same way here in chapter 7 of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord also says that worship me directly, and those who worship the demigods, actually that's a lower intelligence. And that also is explained in deep, right? Because worshipping the demigods, they can, whatever they give is actually by sanction of Lord Krishna only. And second thing, I mean, we have gone through this in deep, but just taking this opportunity to repeat it for myself. Is second thing is the demigods worship, they do not purify us. Whereas worshipping Lord Krishna, he will purify us to an extent that we will not even have that desire again. The great example is like Dhruv Maharaj, right? He did so much of tapasya so that he gets a kingdom which is much more bigger than his grandfather, like Lord Brahma. But as soon as he had darshan of the Lord, what he says, Dhruv Maharaj says that, okay, I came for a piece of a glass, but what I see, or a broken glass rather, but what I got is an invaluable diamond, right? So that is what Yudhishthira Maharaj wants to establish. And then he also says that I want to establish that if one takes to Krishna conscious, his life will become fulfilled both materially and spiritually. So again, the one of the wonderful shlokas in Bhagavatam we have in I think Canto 1, Chapter 2, right? That um, this no matter where you are, right? Whether you are a jnani, karmi, or whatever, tivrena bhakti yogina. It is important that you, with all your enthusiasm, take up to the service of Lord Krishna. So whether sarva kamo or moksha kamo udaradi, right? Something like that. So whether you are kami or you're nishkami or whatever, just take up to the service of the Lord. That is important. So that these are the key highlights what Yudhishthira Maharaj has in his mind to rehash. He doesn't want to perform this Rajaswi Yajna for his benefit. Of course, as Mataji and others said, that was a political situation as well. Like he would be established as the emperor, and as an emperor, if he worships Lord Krishna, that will also be very clear, right? So, based on time, place, circumstance, devotees come up with wonderful ideas so that they can inspire others. Another parallel I see is like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? When he saw that nobody is respecting him, or they were running away, or even also saying bad, not so good words for him because he was trying to push. So what did he do? He took sannyas. So then he thought that if I take sannyas, then everyone in the current culture will offer obeisance to me, and through that, when they offer obeisance to me, then I will be happy to bless them. So that is the mood of the Lord. That is the mood of his devotees, that they want everyone to re-establish their lost position or lost relationship with the Lord, which is loving the Lord, and then the Lord can also reciprocate. So this was the first part. Now, second part, what is the feeling of Lord, right? The Lord Krishna, we'll read this. Lord Krishna extolled Yudhishthir's proposition. Extol means he's very pleased. He says, wow, what a wonderful thought you have. Your scheme is so excellent that it will spread your fame throughout, will spread your fame throughout the universe. Indeed, all the living beings should desire that this sacrifice be performed. To make this sacrifice possible, however, you must first defeat all the kings of the earth and collect all the necessary paraphernalia. So Yudhishthir Maharaj wants to do this sacrifice so that he can establish the position of the Lord. Lord wants this sacrifice to happen so that he can glorify his devotees, Pandav, who are ruled like under Yudhishthira. So that is the paraspar love between devotees and the Lord. Devotees always want to glorify the Lord, and Lord always want to glorify his devotees. Right? Even in this whole Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrit, I just keep thinking how much Srila Prabhupada has to go through the pains, right, throughout his life. Initial part of his life, he has lot of money and opulence. Then why he has to start writing when everything goes away? But again, that's again because Lord wants his devotee to be glorified. If Srila Prabhupada does when he already had everything, then people would say that, oh, anyway, he's such a rich person, he can easily come to America, not a big deal. But if he does it when he is in a very simple, humble situation, then people here will glorify and understand. From Prabhupada perspective, he will always be a pure devotee, right? But just so that we understand and we appreciate, because we are in that fallen state, then the Lord perform all this Leela. Sometime he might make him the topmost, like we see Yudhishthira will be the topmost king now here, right? But after some time in Mahabharata, we'll see that he will be rift. He will be like a bereft of everything. He won't have anything. But yet his position will be as a servant of the Lord, and he will always be glorified. But that is the relation between Lord and the devotee. Devotee doesn't, as we see, that he doesn't even mind going to the hellish planet as long as he has association of devotees, as long as he has service of the Lord or his devotees, then it's okay. So then the third section here. So satisfied with Lord. So along with the blessings, now the Lord also gives a mission. So Guru and Krishna, they will always give us blessings, and they also give us mission. And with the mission, there is comes the blessing and the power or the empowerment to have success in the mission also. The only thing we have to do is follow and execute that, right? So he has given them the mission, go and start collecting the paraphernalia, right? So what does the devotee do? We see here. Satisfied with Lord Krishna words, King Yudhishthira sent his brother to conquer the various directions. So immediately, the direction, the what do you call, the order of the Lord is executed. There is very good description there. Arjun, one brother goes to north, other goes to south, third goes to east, fourth goes to west, right? And they become victorious in all four directions. So they come back, and after they had conquered or won the intense fidelity of the kings in their assigned direction, they brought back abundant of wealth to Yudhishthira, right? So this was again all of Lord Krishna's mission is multifold. He's a excellent multitasker. With one task, he achieves so many different things. So one, through this, he's establishing the greatness of his devotee, glorification of his devotees, which are the Pandavas. Two, he's punishing the miscreants, right? So again, the Bhagavad Gita shlok like Paritrana sadhuna vinashaya dushkara. Sometimes he does directly. In this case, he done through his devotees. His devotees going everywhere, punishing the miscreant, and those who are in favor, they then take, because that's how the Rajaswaya Yajna, before doing that, every king must be in a friendly, give a friendly consent to the Lord. It's not about fighting and subjugating, it's about giving a friendly consent that yes, we accept Maharaj Yudhishthir's superiority, and these are our gift as a beloved friend or a king. And Yudhishthir Maharaj will also reciprocate. It's not like a one way where the king will tax and take away everything. It's a two-way. It's a paraspar relationship. They will give their permission. They will give their grant, and Yudhishthir Maharaj will also reciprocate. And through Yudhishthir, they will get mercy of the Lord, right? So everyone is blessed. It's always a win-win situation in bhakti. So they informed him, however, that Jarasan could not be defeated. As King Yudhishthir pondered how he could subdue Jarasan, Sri Krishna revealed to him the means for doing so, following the previous advice of Uddhava. So we went through that whole conversation, how Uddhava gave this advice. Now, one question may come to mind, that why it is that the whole scene begins from the previous chapter where Uddhava is giving the advice, Krishna is coming here, but until now we do not see Krishna mentioning about all of this. But Krishna, it's mysterious and wonderful. Everything he reveals at an appropriate time, right? He could have just probably, at least as per this chapter, it's not the case. But I felt he could have just came and said, "Hey, Yudhishthira, I have come and you have to go to Jarasan and this is the plan." No. First, he let Yudhishthira ask, then he responds. He is also happy. So there is a confirmation that there is this intent and both are happy, and then he gives a plan. First conquer all the remaining part, and then we leave Jarasan to the last, because those who are those who are friendly, they will become friend, and it will be established, his superiority will be established everywhere else, and now it's only Jarasan, and now here's the plan. This is what Uddhav said, so we already know that, we'll not repeat that part. So we know the plan that Uddhav gave, right? He said that, I will read that here. Bhim, Arjun and Krishna then disguised themselves as Brahman and went to the palace of Jarasan, who was very devoted to Brahmanical class, right? So they go as Brahmans. Mataji also mentioned that very nicely, because, and it's mentioned here that Jarasan, although he's demoniac, but he follows the Vedic culture to some extent, where he is very much, or um, uh, inclined to give charity to Brahmins. Less probably for their benefit, more for his own glory, right? So the intent is very important everywhere. His intent is, okay, by doing this, I will get glorification. By doing and serving Brahman, I will get some more um, Vedic benefit. And this is where you see the difference in the intent, right? Yudhishthira Maharaj or any other devotee, or even we see Arjun, he will pick up a bow and arrow and shoot at his own relatives, seniors, guru. Why? Because Krishna tells that. So the intent there is to please Krishna, whereas the intent of non-devotees or Jarasan we hear is self-pleasure. So the action may be not in alignment to the Vedic situation, but actually it is akarma. Only if it is pleasing to the Lord and there is a direct advice given that do that, right? But herein the intent is for Jarasan very clear, that he wants to get promoted to better situation. He wants to enjoy all the luxuries, and that's why he's doing that. And also he is worshipper of Lord Shiva. Why? Again, not for Lord Shiva. They don't understand the correct position of the Lord Shiva um, as a topmost Vaishnava, but they think of Lord Shiva as a superior, supreme person, and that because he's Ashutosh and he's easily pleased, they get all the boons from him, right? So now, um, Bhim, Arjun, Krishna. Again, there is one more question may come, right? Why wouldn't Bhima, Arjuna, and Krishna go there as their own Kshatriya robe and ask for the fight? Again, the thoughtfulness, look at the thoughtfulness and cleverness of Uddhav. He is not leaving any option to fight with Jarasandh in a battle. Why? Because there will be unnecessary bloodshed. 17 times Jarasan in the past has fought Krishna, right? 17 times he got defeated, right? But after every defeat, he would again assemble the army and try to go and kill Krishna. Krishna would leave Jarasan, he would humiliate and leave him because he had a plan to curb all the other non-saintly or non-devotee kings. But now Krishna was done with that part. Now he did not want a bloodshed. So Uddhav understand the mind of the Lord, right? And he gives his plan so that uh, Jarasan would not go into a battlefield and there won't be bloodshed, and he would also feel very superior of himself, and he would grant this desire of one-to-one fight with Bhima. And with that, what will happen? Bhimsen will be glorified because our Lord, he always wants to glorify his devotee. He doesn't want glorify for himself. He could have killed Jarasan easily, say, in the prior 17 battle, but no, he left this for Bhimsen so that Bhimsen is glorified. So here now Bhim, Arjun, Krishna, they introduce themselves as Brahman to King Jarasan. They flatter him also that your reputation your reputation is so great, you are so hospitable. So please grant us our desire. So Jarasan, he sees that, he becomes very elated, and he also sees the mark of bowstring on their limb, right? So from that, Jarasan concludes that these were warriors, not Brahman. But still, even though fearful, he promised to fulfill whatever desire they might have. Right? So our acharyas, they give us so wonderful explanation that Jarasan, when he sees them, he understands that these are not Brahmins, but they are Kshatriya, and they seem to be my enemies, and I have seen them somewhere in the past, but I cannot recollect. But either way, the fact that they have come as Brahman, they have come to beg from me. So okay, let them beg from me, and I will give it. At least I am in a superior position, right? So now, at this point, when Jarasan says, "Okay, you may ask what you want," Krishna says that he removed his disguise. He came in front and he says, "You must grant a one-to-one combat. Choose one from us. This person is Bhima. This is Arjun, and I am your enemy, Krishna." Right. So at this point, Jarasan knows very clearly who he's dealing with. Uh, our acharyas use a very good word. Like Jarasan says that in Sanskrit, he tells to Krishna and Bhima Arjuna that, "Oh, you are fools, angry fools." But Mother Saraswati, she changes the meaning of that word, that they may be angry but not fools. They were not fools. This was a very, very well thought, very clever plan, knowing the psychology of Jarasan, that he will never say no to Brahmins. They go to him as Brahmins, as we see. Jarasan feels elated. There is no question or any other option left for him. And also to please his superiority, they gave him three options, but they knew how Jarasan gonna act. So it's always like a game of chess. We have to use our intelligence, which is of course given by Krishna when we are dealing with tough situation. Don't just sit emotionally and take decision by heart. Or I mean, we always rely on Krishna, but he has given us intelligence. So in difficult situation, challenging situation, seek advice or use your intelligence, and there is always devotees will guide us the best. In our today's structure, I see how Srila Prabhupada has set up ISKCON. There are so many wonderful devotees, and they are very, very intelligent. They will definitely give us the right advice. All we need to do is have two things: have the faith and then execute that advice. Right? So, what is the reaction of Jarasan? He's saying that again, look at his ego. He could have chosen Arjun, right? Who he could have defeated easily, but no. He says, "Krishna, I will not choose you because you are a coward. You fought, you are ranchod, you ran the battlefield. So it's not my, it will hurt my, this thing if I fight with you. But actually, um, Krishna is so great, like, he knows he cannot fight him. Then Arjuna looks younger. Bhima looks like a worthy opponent, right? So he sees Bhima strong and so he says, okay. So that was the pride they had, that even the opponent should be worthy enough, so that if we get defeated, then at least we are getting defeated by a. So that was the conversation that happened. He chooses Bhim, and then next section now. So the conversation is over, and then what Jarasan does, he hands Bhima the club and took up another himself, and they all went outside the city to begin the fight. So again, our acharyas, they go very deep into this. They analyze this. When he's giving Bhima the club, that club is not a very easy or a simple one. It's a very, very heavy and it's not easy even to lift up that club or that gada, right? But when he gives that, Bhima easily takes that, right? So Jarasandha is oh, okay, he's a bit concerned or worried or shocked, no, a bit of shock, but he's happy. Okay, he's granting that desire, and he sees now, okay, Bhima is not a simple one. He sees what's coming through. So they go outside the city so that all the people in the city can come there and observe the fight and see what's going on. So they go there, they fight with each other in the battle. It continued for some time. It is mentioned it continues for 27 days. From that, it became clear that the two opponents were too evenly matched for to gain a victory, right? So they fought for 27 days. There is a very detailed description of the whole fighting, and Prabhuji has put together in the next sections also uh, some more details on that. So we'll touch on that. How they swing the club and they fight with each other. So, and after some time, they give away the weapon because they say, okay, these weapons are useless, they're not helping. So they fight with their bare hands, which are like compared to the hands of a steel, and they begin. Yet it reaches a situation of a stalemate. Both of them are super equal, right? There are some other commentaries as well. Um, and there is a mention here that Lord Krishna, he gives his empowerment to Bhima. Actually, fighting Jarasandha is not easy as well. He was actually, in material sense, more powerful than Bhima, but because of Lord Krishna's power given to him, he is able to sustain that. And in some places, it's also mentioned that actually Bhima got beaten very badly some days. Then he would go to Krishna, and Krishna would say, okay. And Krishna, the moment he would touch him, Bhima will feel regenerated. And then Krishna will say, okay, now you go, just remember of me and fight with him, and then you will be victorious. So that's a message for us also. Whatever we are doing day to day, just remember the Lord and keep engaged in your activity. Victory will be there, and our victory is not whether we are successful in our material project or not. Our victory is we are remembering the Lord. That's it. And then materially, whatever comes is acceptable. That's Lord Krishna's desire. So finally, on 27th or 28th day, whatever, Lord Krishna, he gives him a hint. He took a small tree branch and split it into half. And that's how he show how to kill Jarasan, right? And there's a history there because why that has to be done. That also, we went through that, like not going in too much detail, but it goes back to how Jarasan was born. Um, his father actually was not having a progeny for a very long time. Then he goes to a sadhu. The sadhu does yajna and gives him a fruit. And because this king has two wives, actually he gives to the elder wife, but both his wives are sister and they love each other a lot. And they thought, okay, why should only I get? So they split the fruit into the half, and each of them had it. And the result, what happened is each of the each of his wife, they gave birth to half portion of the baby. And king was super depressed again, looking at this because the instructions were not followed. But he gives order to his soldiers that go and throw this in the forest. And that's where a demoness called Jara comes and she unites them. And I think she had some black magic or powers as well to unite and give the life. And hence, he was called Jarasan, the one who was united by Jara. So Krishna knows his background, and that's how he gives him a hint. Because he was born through unification of two half, he has to die by, like, throwing apart. So Bhima did exactly what Krishna said. He threw Jarasan to the ground, stepped on one of his legs, seized the other with his arm, and proceeded to tear him apart from his genitals to his head. Seeing Jarasan dead, his relative and subjects cried out in lamentation. Lord Krishna then appointed Jarasan's son ruler of Magad and released the king of Jarasan that he had imprisoned. So again, here we see the Acharyas say that Lord or Pandavas had um, no desire to take over the kingdom of Magad. Their whole desire was like to kill Jarasan so that they could free up 20,800 kings who he had made a prisoner. And then he was about to perform a big yajna. Once he had some 21,000 or so kings, he would perform and sacrifice them to Lord Shiva to get more powers. So did not want this to happen, and that's why they killed Jarasan, and then they made his son, who is also named Sadev, as the king of Magad. Yeah. Right. So that covers the last part. Yeah. I think that covers the whole chapter. Now let's go through the specific themes that are in this chapter. Again, as Prabhuji has put, A is a specific theme and B here is the philosophical, um, like the philosophical understanding. And these are specifically from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments. So what did we see here? The first theme here is divine permission and authority. Okay. Interaction between Yudhishthira and Krishna highlights the profound significance of seeking divine permission in undertaking monumental tasks such as Rajasvi. Now, for Yudhishthir Maharaj, Rajasvi Yajna is a monumental task. For us, it may be something else, maybe taking a project or something different. So always, um, it is always like mentioned or granted, or we learn from here that better we seek a divine permission from our Guru Maharaj or other devotees, so that this is what I'm thinking. Even if it's material, this is what my plan is, and then we get the guidance. And I think Charaprabhu, you set a very good example for us, although we are not qualified, but I see you always share so much details with everyone, right? So that brings that confidence. So you follow this. And the philosophical significance here is it brings us that thought of surrender, right? And it keeps us in that alignment that we are not superior. We are actually have to serve someone, so that will keep us away from ego, and it will give us the right guidance. That is the philosophical significance here, which is what Prabhuji has put together. This emphasis on surrender illustrates the foundational principle of dependence on divine. Any such way, we are never independent. We are fully dependent on divine. It is for us because we have forgotten. We have to reassure and remind us again and again that whatever we have in life is completely by blessings of the Lord and His devotees. Even if you not believe, let's say, if we do not believe the Lord, if we simply follow like Vedic and astrological principle, even if you read that, every single moment or minute or feeling we have is so much governed by the alignments of the planetary and all that. That is the demigods. But for us as devotees, we see there is hand of Lord behind. There is the this ma, the Virat Swarup of the Lord. So in the end, it's Lord Krishna who is guiding. So we have to this sort of thing will help us to remember and be cognizant of that fact. Yudhishthir's acknowledgement of Krishna's authority reveals that true leadership is rooted in humility and an awareness of higher power, guiding us to navigate challenges with divine grace. So what a wonderful point here. Like that is true leadership. Like these days, wherever you go, the feedback you will get in the corporate world is, okay, become a leader, show your leadership. So how will you do that? By doing the right, by having that right sense that this is where we are dependent on, and we can do that in our best possible way, like appropriate way, and guide people that we depend on superior higher authorities. We are not independent. For us, it's Krishna and devotees. So whatever we do, we seek their permission, blessing, guidance, and act accordingly. So that is the first point here: divine permission and authority. Permission of the devotees, Lord, and authority is of the Supreme Personality. Second, recognition of the Supreme. So, what is the whole goal of Yudhishthira Maharaj? Here we read Yudhishthira's aspiration to affirm Krishna's identity as Supreme Godhead confronts the dichotomy between divine reality and mundane perception. Right? So, by and large, the whole population in the material world, and we are all here because we want to compete with the Lord. We don't want to agree to the fact that how come the Lord Krishna is the only supreme, he's the only enjoyer. No, I also want to enjoy. I am also supreme. So that's why we are here. Through this, Yudhishthira Maharaj wants to affirm that that's not the right thought. The right thing is Lord is supreme, he's the enjoyer. And by that, by acknowledging that it's not that we become slave like persons, or we won't have our own independence, or we won't have any material slash spiritual opulence. Actually, we'll get everything. Any such way we are getting through him only. So why not accept that and be in alignment with the Lord's thought and relish that, right? So that's what Prabhuji says in the philosophical part. This recognition invites us to transcend the ignorance and illusion. By acknowledging Krishna's divine quality, we cultivate faith, illuminating our understanding of the cosmic order and inspiring others to awaken to the spiritual truth. So we do benefit for ourselves, and we do benefit for the community and everyone else, even our own near and dear ones around us. So that's the second point, recognition of the Supreme. So that's very important because it starts from there. Once we recognize the position of the Supreme and our relation with Him, only then we'll be able to act accordingly. Then the nature of devotion, right? So, okay, now we know who is superior. We have, accepted Him and His devotees. We do everything with the divine permission and the guidance. What is the nature? How do we feel? As the Lord says in chapter 9, it's always blissful. So let's read about that. The passage delineates between various type of worshippers, those motivated by material gain versus the pure devotees who serve the Supreme selflessly. So we see that, right? How Jarasan is also acting as a devotee, like he is generous to the Brahmins, he is devotee of worship, or he is a worshipper, not a devotee, I would say, worshipper of Lord Shiva. But the intent is only self-pleasure and self-gain, whereas we see the Pandavas, they are in the right path. They have accepted the Lord correctly, and that's why you see, even despite of all the problems, they are always blissful. And they are doing the right sense of charity. They are doing guiding the people the right way. Till date, we remember them, and we remember Jarasan, or we read about Jarasan only because they are in, or they were they had this battle with Pandavas. That's all. So the devotees and the Lord, they are always glorious. They are always remembered. The others just get a side recognition through that. So the nature of devotion is that it is paraspar, it is blissful, and the bliss is unlimited. It's not just limited, it keeps on growing and growing and growing. So that's the nature. So this distinction elevates the concept of bhakti or devotion as the highest expression of love for the divine. True devotion is characterized by detachment from material desire, highlighting that the goal of spiritual practice lies in pure joy of service, not pursuit of worldly. So that's what we just read. Like the true goal here is seeking that devotion. Through the devotion, automatically material detachment will come, as Srila Prabhupada has said so many times that even in the verses of in the purports of Canto 9 or chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita, that a hungry man can judge whether he whether he's getting nourishment or not is when he eats the food, his hunger will go away, right? So similarly, for devotees, as we how do we know that we are getting deeper into devotion is that our material attachment should automatically go away. The more eager, the more enthusiastic, the more engaged we are in service of the Lord, the material requirements and all this will automatically go away. And we can see again in the life sketch or life of Srila Prabhupada through this Leela Amrita, how much effort he put. Like in the early days when he was printing Bhagavatam, this particular canto, the Canto 1, the 3 volumes, he was doing all by himself. He had no money, he had no support materially, but miracles would happen, donors he would get. So, but he would do everything by himself. He would write the manuscript, he would go for to the printers to get it, choose a set of paper for the printing, for the distribution, and everything he would do by himself. Why is he doing that? Just because that would please his Guru Maharaj. And through that, he would please the Acharya. And that pleasure will give him pleasure. Right? So that is the nature of devotion. The devotee takes the highest amount of risk, the highest he or she might do the activity which may be most displeasing to him, but because that gives pleasure to the Lord, he will take that. Again, the example of Arjun, battlefield of Kurukshetra, he's fighting. That's not an easy thing, right? To fight with own gurus, to fight with own cousins and all, which seemingly looks um, lost because how Arjuna gives his example, right? This would then like because he quotes so many different shastra that we are fighting with our own relatives. This would corrupt our family. This would corrupt the lineage. There will be no one to give Shraddha or Shraddha ceremony to the ancestors, so ancestor will fall down. But then Krishna explains, and with the faith and because of devotion to the Lord he does that task as well, which is not apparently easy and pleasing as well, but for the pleasure of the Lord, they do that. And through that, they get pleasure. So that is the nature of devotion peace. Okay, so few more points, and I think then we'll have to end today because the same chapter continues tomorrow as well. So we'll do the next section tomorrow, but we'll complete these 3 points now. So the next point here is impartiality and divine compassion. So start of the chapter, Srila Prabhupada discussed, is Krishna partial or impartial, right? Is he partial to his devotees and is he more favorable to his devotees and not to the demons, to the demigods and not to the demons? So let's read about that. Krishna's impartial nature and query regarding his compassion towards devotees reveal profound insight into his divine essence. Right? So actually, so many examples it has been explained, and it is said, as Prabhuji gives, while Krishna remains impartial, his responses are influenced by sincerity of devotees' approach. This illustrates that divine grace is universally accessible, and yet it reflects the depth of one's devotion. The analogy of desire tree powerfully portrays that the divine offers the blessing without discrimination, responding wholeheartedly to the fervent yearning of the heart. So there is an analogy mentioned in the chapter by Srila Prabhupada of the Kalparviksha or desire tree. Like desire tree will give you what you ask for. So Krishna is the desire tree. Whatever desire you have, Krishna will fulfill. If we say, my dear Lord, I am done with the material attachments, I want to fully serve. Krishna says, yes, he will make arrangement like this for us. We'll be surrounded by wonderful devotees. We will get a devotional service. the more enthusiastically, the more engaging, the more with full determination we do, then the more blessing, the more service we get, right? So, like it is said that Srila Prabhupada was asked, okay, you do on chanting, and then when you reach your goal, what will you do? Prabhupada says again, I will continue doing chanting. So, for devotees, for us or practitioners, sadhakas, service is the only thing. So that's what we should aspire for. Do it with full, and then we get more service. How much we get depends on how much we um, with how much love and sincerity we serve. So that's the here. So another example is given here is of sun or rain. The sunshine or rain will fall on every object on the earth. Rain will not discriminate if this is a if this is a proper field, or if it's garbage, or if it's what, it will fall everywhere. It's just the nature of the object it falls on, how it utilizes that. So let us endeavor to make ourselves a proper object. How can we do that? Through sincerity, by following the instructions given to us by Srila Prabhupada and our gurus and our acharyas and our fellow devotees, seniors. We do our best to imbibe that, and then we get that more partial or direct vision of the Lord. Okay. Then karma and its influence. Okay. The discussion on karma sheds light on intricate relationship between past action and divine engagement. This theme reinforces undeniable principle of karma, where every action shapes one's spiritual trajectory. It emphasizes personal responsibility, urging us to engage in righteous actions as we seek alignment with divine will, ultimately leading to spiritual growth and liberation. So, uh, as explained in Bhagavad Gita, and probably also mentioned, the concept there is karma, vikarma, akarma. Karma again is in actions we do as per the compliance with the Vedic scriptures. But the intent there is, okay, I will do this sacrifice, I will do this service so that I get a position in the heaven, or so that I am materially opulent. But that will kept us bound to this material world, right? And then there is always a risk of fall down. Karma is doing something which is not in alignment with the Vedic principle, and that definitely gives us more punishment, takes us to hell and all. Sorry, that is
Sorry,
Vikarma.
Prabhuji,
Vikarma.
Vikarma.
Sorry, Vikarma. Yeah. Sorry, but that is Vikarma. Akarma is devotional service. So in that we follow the orders of the Lord, and we do, and then we don't have any material. We only gain devotion and service of the Lord. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for correcting. Okay. So that's the karma and the influence. And this discussion comes up between Jarasandh and Krishna, Bhima, Arjuna when they are in the disguise of Brahmins. So they convince him and they praise him. He becomes enlivened and says, okay, great, I grant you this. And there is a one-to-one battle. So that's where it comes in that context. The last thing to discuss for today is nature of divine play, Leela, the Leela of the Lord. And that's so mysterious, right? Like we see this, as I said, like throughout this, why they make certain choices, why does Krishna act in certain way. Um, but if we go deeper, we find, right? We find through this commentary of Acharya, through this learning, that Krishna tries to achieve multiple things through this one act. And also he performed this pastime so that we can read, relish, and purify ourselves. And this will also give bliss to his devotees. That's what we see here. Krishna's playful engagement with Yudhishthir encapsulate the joyous and intimate dynamics inherent in divine human relationship. So again, this is a very wonderful word here, divine human relation. It's not like the divine, the Lord is sitting somewhere and is only light, and from that everything is controlled. No, he is with us all the time, and he reciprocates by the way through our sincerity. The way we reciprocate the Lord, the more response or the better response we get, right? So that's what we see here. The concept of Leela illustrates that the divine interacts with the devotees not from a position of a distance, but from a place of love and intimacy. So the Lord wants to, be more and more intimate with us. It's just our own, um, our own illusion that's blocking us. And He definitely loves us more than we do. We see that this relational dynamic fosters a deep connection with the divine, emphasizing that such engagement is central to the practice of devotion, where the relationship itself becomes a source of spiritual nourishment. Right? So we can see that even to the demons, right? In this chapter, it's mentioned that the Lord, in his form as Vishnu, carry four things. He carries Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, right? So why? So he carries the club and chakra to punish the miscreants, right? And through that, they get blessed. He carries the Shank, and what is the other thing? The Kamal for the devotees. So through the Shankhnad, through the sound, and through the lotus, the fragrance of the lotus, the devotees get blessed. So no matter which way we come in contact with the Lord, there is a positive, there is a win. Better or best way is we come in contact with the Lord through the positive inspiration, perform the devotional service, and then that will keep us blissful, and our bliss will grow day by day as we perform more and more devotional service, read more and more Bhagavatam, which is so hard work of Srila Prabhupada, and now Prabhuji is also mining all those different gems and keeping it in front of us. All we need to do is sit down, put our heart, time, brain, and understand it. That's it. So with that, I stop here for today. The rest will continue tomorrow. So let's stop. I will stop screen share. I know we complete early. So because it's a short chapter, there's only 8 slides. I tried to do a lot more. This is best I could get. But we have 1 full hour for discussion if we want to, or 30 minutes. Right?
Prabhuji, it's a wonderful presentation.
Thank you. It's only a
Very
PPT.
nicely,
I
very
just went
nicely
through
you
that.
explained.
Yeah.
You explained connection with Bhagavad Gita and all, so many examples you gave. That's so wonderful,
Thanks. Okay, so open for discussion, comments, more insights.
What's the practical outlet of this thing? Practical outcome
Yes,
in our daily lives.
It's a
Let people
Okay.
let people
Yes.
respond.
Sure.
Anybody? Because all these things that we read, study in Shastra, there is an outcome there that you can see this application, in our daily lives.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Thank you so much for wonderful class, Prabhuji. So many takeaways. हमें बहुत अच्छे समझना, जैसे डिवोटी और नॉन डिवोटी का जो डिफरेंस बताया है, तो इट इज वेरी वाइज कि हमें भगवान का अच्छे से शरण लेना है और सब भक्तों के संग में हमें आगे बढ़ना है. बस दिस इज द परफेक्शन ऑफ लाइफ.
The sadhu sangha, how does it help us?
यस प्रभुजी.
How does it help us?
उससे हमें आगे बढ़ने का मौका मिलता है. हम प्यूरिफाई होते हैं उनकी बातों से. हम एक दूसरे को सीख सकते
कैसे
हैं.
आगे बढ़ सकते हैं? कैसे आगे बढ़ सकते हैं? What is it?
हम उनको देख के आगे बढ़ सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो जैसे आगे मतलब वो जैसे साधना करते हैं, वो जैसे हमें समझाते हैं. अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल प्रभु जी, आपका एग्जाम्पल हम ले सकते हैं. आप हमें गाइड करते हैं जैसे तो हम थोड़ा थोड़ा सीख सकते हैं. अदरवाइज हमें क्वालिफाई नहीं है प्रभु जी इतने, मगर आपके अंदर गाइडेंस में, आपके शेल्टर में हम अच्छे से भागवतम को पढ़ाई कर सकते हैं. देखिए इतने दिनों हम इतने सालों से हम छुट्टी होती है फिर भी अच्छा नहीं लगता है प्रभु जी, कि अरे भाई हमारा क्लास मिस हो गया. मगर ऐसा इतना एक बॉन्डिंग हो जाता है स्क्रिप्चर के प्रति भी और डिवोटी के प्रति भी. हमें इतना बॉन्डिंग हो जाता है कि हम नहीं रह पाते हैं.
कहने
और
का
हम
ये है ना
ज्यादा से ज्यादा
कि
भगवान से जुड़ सकते हैं।
जब हम डिवोटी के साथ ये पढ़ते हैं, स्टडी करते हैं, समझने की कोशिश करते हैं, तो उनके प्रति ज्यादा दिन ब दिन हमारी रुचि बढ़ती जाती है।
हाँ प्रभु।
देखा आपने, रुचि दिन ब दिन बढ़ती ही जाती है, बढ़ती ही जाती है, और ज्यादा से ज्यादा करने का मन करता है ना, और उसमें
यस
कोई
प्रभु
तरह
जी।
की कोई रुकावट नहीं आती है। मतलब हमेशा कोई थकावट नहीं होती है उसमें। You don't
हाँ
feel tired or anything like that. Physical things you do, after a while you get tired, right? But the spiritual thing, देखो 9th chapter है भगवत गीता में, that is how nicely it is joyfully performed, you know. So that is a great thing. And जो रुचि है वो साधु संग, डिवोटी के संग से मिलती है हमें। उस जिससे डिवोटी हमें हेल्प करते हैं कि आगे कैसे बढ़ना। That is the greatest thing. It's a lifeline actually. माधुर्य कादम्बरी
मुझे
हम लोगों ने पढ़ा, स्टडी किया, कितना उसमें बताया है।
यस प्रभु जी। हमें वो ट्रेन करते हैं अच्छे से, एंगेज करते, सिस्टमेटिकली एंगेज करते हैं, जैसे आप हमें कर रहे, देखिए कितने सिस्टमेटिकली आप हमें एंगेज कर रहे हैं कि आप ऐसे करिए, आप ऐसे करिए, वैसे। मतलब
किसी ने
दिस
हमें
इज द
समझे,
विजन ऑफ योर्स प्रभु जी।
मुझे भी तो किसी
हम
ने
तो,
समझाया था, किसी ने मुझे
हाँ
मुझे भी
प्रभु जी,
तो
मगर
किसी ने
हम तो
समझाया
आपको ही देख के कर रहे हैं ना।
था। अच्छा,
हमारे
आगे
लिए
बढ़िए।
आप ही इंस्पिरेशन है प्रभु जी, रियल
बहुत
में। चले
शुक्रिया,
प्रभु जी
थैंक यू,
आप।
थैंक यू।
यस प्रभु जी।
देखो मगर हम लोगों ने ये जो टीम बनाई है, इतने about dozen are regularly attending. How closely we are a close knit family now. We help each other and we inspire each other by our own example. That's what we
यस
do.
प्रभु जी, वेरी ट्रू।
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I wanted to say that lifeline is there. Devotees are a lifeline, and also devotees are a safety net. Actually, if if there is any kind of a issue in our spiritual life, then devotees are the one who will guide us, who will take us into their fold, and we will get more and more inspiration only when we are with devotees. So it's like a safety net, and if we think that we are in trouble, in maya or whatever, the devotees are there always to guide us and always to take care of us.
Sharath, you want to add something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to
Thank
Prabhupada.
you,
Thank you
Linda.
so much for your Prabhuji, Bhagavad Seva Prabhuji and Charu Prabhuji and Sarat Prabhuji, can you elaborate on the first point, the last slide? Krishna is compassionate and is he very favorable to the devotees, or special compassion for the devotees as opposed to the of course he liberates the demons too. So can we have some elaboration on that point, Prabhuji?
Prabhuji, I thought talking about impartiality, and you give some practical examples. Sanjeev Prabhuji, could you just elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes, this is the point, Mataji, right? I'm sharing impartiality and divine compassion. So, by nature, Krishna is impartial. The analogy given is that of Kalpavriksha, or as I said about rain. The rain would fall on fertile land and infertile land. It will not make a difference, right? The difference is on the quality of the land. If it's a fertile land, then the seeds are sown and it will grow, right? Same way, if our heart is fertile, the what do you call, the mercy of the Lord and everything that is being made available so that we take up to the devotional service is accessible to both devotee and non-devotee, right? But devotee, or just to every single person. But the person who is positively inclined will take that, and he will get more and more reciprocation, right? So in that sense, then if you go, then the Lord becomes partial. Actually, he is impartial by nature. He gives everything. But the moment when someone surrenders, then Krishna becomes more and more inclined towards that. As we know in the chapters we have also read, now that we are here in this, we know that there is Krishna and his expansion. So actually in our heart and everywhere, it's all Paramatma. But the moment we take up to the service of the Lord, and specifically when we worshipping Gaur Nitai, it is the Vrindavan Krishna who then manifest or come in our heart and empowers us. He gives us that Dadami Buddhi Yogam. He empowers us to be more and more devotional. And phase by phase, Mataji, I'm sure you would have observed in your own life, we all have our own example, how he has inclined us to take up to devotion, how he would have saved us from many calamities or different situation, where if we would have taken to that path or we would have met certain unforeseen situation, then we might have not been here where we are today. So that's my understanding, Mataji. Prabhuji,
Thank
please
you
add
very
more.
much.
Let me give
Wonderful
one more
explanation.
one
Yes,
more
yes.
example, practical
But
example.
Prabhuji, just before you give your example, I just also wanted to ask Sanjay Prabhu, that was a very wonderful explanation or elaboration on that point of Charu Prabhuji's slide. I also wanted to ask about how do we relate this to the Mahabharat situation? Krishna is specifically inclined to Arjun and Pandavas, and also in Ramayana we see that Lord Sri Ram, how he was inclined to save Sugriv because he was very favorable to following Ram's instructions in finding, helping in finding Sita Mata. So kindly, Prabhuji, please.
Sanjay, you want to
Mataji,
respond before I do? We should give an
yes,
opportunity to Sharad Prabhuji also.
yes.
Sharad Prabhuji, you'll
Okay,
do the best job. You'll do the best job. I know that.
thank you,
Sharad
thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. We are talking about impartiality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whether he is partial or impartial. In Bhagavad Gita 9.29, 9th chapter, 29th verse, the Lord says in that verse, Samoham Sarvabhutesu. Samoham Sarvabhutesu means I envy no one and I am not partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whosoever renders service unto me in devotion, please mark the word in devotional service, rather loving devotional service, he is a friend to me and I am a friend to him. That means he is equal to all and does not consider anyone to be an object of aversion of affection. And for those who worship him with devotion, he offers himself to them and they offer themselves to them. That means here what is proved? Krishna is both partial and impartial. But how can that be? The key to understand Krishna is to remember he is not just an impersonal principle, but he is a sentient person. Being a person, Krishna is neither neutral nor partial. He is actually reciprocal. When we try to avoid Krishna, he reciprocates by not interfering in our lives and let us stay under the supervision of the law of karma, that is Maya Devi. And when we try to love Krishna, he reciprocates by showering his love on us and intervenes to take special care of us. And at that time, some may say he is partial to somebody, partial not to somebody. Like this question has been asked in the Srimad Bhagavatam also many times. The question is whether the Lord is partial to the demigods and impartial to the demons. Now, if Krishna exhibited a stone-like neutrality towards everybody, toward all of us, toward all, there would hardly be any possibility of developing a relationship with him. How many people can sing songs about their love for a stone? If Krishna has not been reciprocal, love for him would have remained mostly as intellectual or abstract conception. It is Krishna's reciprocity that makes his personality emotionally tangible and lovable. That's why it is Krishna's reciprocity that makes love for him real. We have to understand under these circumstances whether Krishna is favorable to somebody and unfavorable to somebody else. So it has to be understood in this perspective.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. So that favorable, unfavorable depends upon my conscious, right, Prabhu? If I am favorable to Krishna, I want Krishna to be favorable, he is favorable. If I decide that I don't want any favor from Krishna, or I'm not favorable to him, I'm not looking at him, he's automatically neutral. So it is all depends upon our conscious, right, Prabhu? Yeah.
Hey, but if you see ultimately whatever we want, the Lord makes it a point to bring it to make it true. That means if we want anything and everything, but of course that will depend on our eligibility, whether we are eligible at this point of time or not. And also there is
Eligible. Okay. Are we eligible or not for that mercy? Or okay, bro.
Yeah, I think what Prasad Prabhu is saying, and another example that comes to my mind, a teacher, teacher loves all his students, but the
Yes.
student who makes special efforts, asks questions and all these things, he automatically becomes jail. Look at Dronacharya.
Yes.
All his students were there, Kaurava, everybody's there. But Arjuna, he was particularly partial, seemingly partial, because Arjuna would practice whatever he taught, even the night time and everything like that, So then that attracts the Guru's mercy.
Yes.
So that's what Prasad Prabhu is, I think, trying to point out.
Yes, correct. Exactly. I think you have put it, you have taken an example, whatever is in my mind, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's right, Prabhu.
So, जैसे कहते हैं कि वो भगवत गीता में एक अच्छा एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ है, रक्षा माता जी, उसको पिक्चर दिया हुआ है कि भगवान को डूबता इंसान हो, डूब रहा है ओशन में, is drowning, okay, and that some only way he can be saved by somebody picks him up, right? So भगवान आते हैं, मगर वो अपना हाथ भी तो ऊपर करना चाहिए ना, तो उठाएगा ना भगवान, तो वो हमें सिर्फ यही करना है, हम अपना हाथ ऊपर करना है भगवान की तरफ, तो भगवान ऑटोमेटिकली हमें उठा लेंगे। तो ये बात होती है ना। देखो मैं आप लोग को हमेशा क्यों एनकरेज कर रहा हूँ कि आप पूछिए कुछ, तो क्या होता है कि आपको स्टडी के लिए प्रेरित करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, प्रयत्न कर रहा हूँ, तो आप कोशिश, आप देखें मेरे पावर पॉइंट को एक बार झांक के देखिए, पढ़िए, and then you will automatically get questions. When you ask questions, the class becomes livelier. Even listeners learn from simply learning this interaction between a good student and all this thing, So that is what that's the reason why I'm encouraging. So भगवान भी ऐसे ही करते हैं, वो अपने डिवोटीज को हमारे पास, हमारी जिंदगी में लाते हो, हमारे जीवन में लाते हो। वो खुद भगवान, ये भगवान की एक तरह से his way of helping us actually, Even the demons who hates the Lord, he does not have any kind of revenge or anything like that. He gives them liberation. You see, he gives them liberation.
And
So
Prabhuji, sorry, I wanted to add two more points from my side, if you may permit, for Lalita Priya Mataji's question.
Please.
This is my understanding, Mataji. So this, I mean, I have been thinking of that as well, what you asked. In context of Mahabharata, how Krishna is partial to Pandavas, this is purely my view. So if you see, many times I have read also that, for example, we see that Karna has that astra with which he can kill Arjun, and it is infallible. It was given to him by Indra himself, right? But you see how Krishna's plan is. He would never let Arjun come in front of Karna until that astra is gone. When Ghatotkacha comes and then Krishna, then only then Arjun fights Karna, and that also Krishna is giving him full guidance that now he is without the astra. This is his time. You have to kill him, right? Point one. Point two. It is also said that Duryodhan once went to Bhishma. He was unhappy speaking to him so much, and then Bhishma gives him 5 arrows that tomorrow I will kill all the 5 Pandavas with this 5 arrows, then you give me. But then you know what happens, right? So Krishna is listening to that, and then he wakes up Arjun from deep sleep and tells him, go and get those 5 arrows. So, and then also after Mahabharata is over, it is said that, again, this is from that serial I saw, I think, that he first says, usually Krishna would get down first and then Arjun. But when the whole war is over, he says, okay, now Arjun, you get down. And then Krishna get down, and then that whole chariot is burst. Because then Arjun says that, oh Krishna, the Lord says that actually this whole chariot has already was destroyed by all the weapon, but because I was here, you could fight. Okay. And then last point for Mahabharata, if you see after the whole Mahabharata is over, when Arjuna is transferring all the gopis, the queens of Dwarika to, I think he's taking them to Indraprastha, right? Then he's defeated by simple, the bandits by sticks and all. His Gandiva becomes useless, right? So that's where you see how the Lord is merciful and seemingly partial to Arjuna. Lord has his mission, and Arjuna, he agrees to become his instrument by choosing him and by accepting his advice in Bhagavad Gita. And also prior, when he had choice, he and Duryodhan, they get a choice, right? And Arjun gets the first option. What does he choose? We know he chooses. So by making a conscious choice of the Lord and by accepting his advice, then Krishna intervenes, and then he works through us, and that's where you would see his seeming partiality. Similar thing in Sugriv, we see how does he favors him. Sugriv, he is like thrown away by Bali, and then he says, okay, now I will help you. You do this, and behind the scenes he shoots an arrow when Bali is not even armed and he's not fighting with him. So he does a seemingly adharma activity, but that's only to punish Bali and to favor his Sugriv. And finally, this particular, what Sharad Prabhu says, this thing from Srila Prabhupada Purport will summarize your question. We will just quickly glance through this, and then I will come back to you. So what Yudhishthir Maharaj is saying here is, as super soul, you sit in the body with living entity, giving him the result of his own action, as well as opportunity to turn toward him, toward your devotional service by developing Krishna consciousness. You openly declare, this is Yudhishthir Maharaj saying to Krishna, and actually Srila Prabhupada writing for us, you openly declare that one should surrender unto you, giving up all other engagement, and that you will take charge of him, giving him relief from reaction of the sins. Now, question for all of you, which verse is this? After we finish this, so you can say which verse this is related to. Still, the living entity remains attached to material activity and suffer or enjoy the reaction without your interference. You are like the desired tree, Kalpavriksha, in the heavenly planet which award benediction according to one's own desire. Now, this statement is very important. Please pay attention. Everyone is free to achieve the highest perfection. I will repeat. Everyone is free to achieve the highest perfection, but if one does not so desire, then your awarding of lesser benediction is not due to partiality. Okay? So key thing is our desire. If we do not desire properly, then we cannot say the Lord is partial. He is impartial. But he is partial when we approach him. So I
Thank
thank you,
you very
Mataji.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Prabhuji, but I also
माताजी दूसरी
sorry.
बात ये भी है कि Krishna will support those who are on the path of dharma, and those who are opposed to dharma or in the adharma side, then he will not be favorable, that person. So because he is always there to establish dharmic principles, that's what he said, in that famous verse, that what are the three functions he come for that, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya. So
Tadatmanam
that verse tells you, and the next verse is also very important. His function, his mission, because that also is an answer to your question, impartiality, right? He said that three things, right? First thing, that he will kill, annihilate those who are opposed to dharma, because those people are really spreading terror to his devotees. Okay, that's the reason why he kills the demons, because of that. It's not because of he's impartial to them, but they're on the wrong side of the dharma. That's his job, to re-establish dharmic principles, So that is also works in that way,
Thank you, Prabhuji. But
there are
I also
varieties of ways that we discuss to look at this particular very important issue. Mother, you ask a very, very important point here, actually, very, very important question.
yes,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Sharat Prabhuji, Charu Prabhuji, and Bhagavad Seva Prabhuji, because there's also statements in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, my devotees are very dear to me. And Krishna also holds a name called Bhakta Vatsal. So, then, so he's like a parental love for his devotees. So, and his job is to protect his devotees.
And because his devotees are very eager to receive his mercy, just like a teacher or a guru, a particular disciple or a student takes a very active part what he's teaching. Naturally, he will attract guru's attention to him. It's not like guru is partial to him, but he is so eager to absorb what the guru is offering. So that plays a role in that, because his devotees are always on the side of dharma, which is the mission of the Lord. See, I'm doing all this thing, PowerPoint and everything, because I consider that as the mission of the Lord. And I just said a couple of days back in my exchange with all of you, especially my team, how even the difficult situation, Krishna seems to be helping me. Very, very difficult situation. Because I consider this as his mission. And I place my top priority on that purpose, So automatically Krishna gives with continuous flow of intelligence, necessary ideas in my mind. Automatically, you won't believe it. The fingers keep moving on my keyboard, the laptop. The ideas keep coming, like that. All this PowerPoint, everything. I do take help from AI, but now I will learn very useful way how to train the AI to do what I want the AI to do it, So I provide a draft, I provide the idea, and the AI gives me the wording actually, But you have to learn any technology, it is within you how we want to utilize it. And that's what Krishna likes, because his devotees are working for him. And then he gives all the things that we need, everything he provides. I'm the living example. All this thing which I'm doing now that you all admire is nothing of my own. Everything is being given to me. Haribo.
Lalita Priya Mataji, I think you had a few more points to share. At least I felt that. May you please do so?
No, Prabhuji. Actually, the 2 points. Actually, one more thing, like he's impartial as he is present in every living entity as a super soul, so he's equally present. But in his Bhagavan feature, he's Bhaktavatsal, he's called as Bhaktavatsal. So he's kind of partial. That's what I feel. I mean, that's why I wanted to check. Understand senior devotees, you're all
No,
senior devotees.
he's sure partial. Mataji, he's sure partial, definitely. No question about it. But why is he partial? I just told you that. That Prasad
Yes,
Prabhu was asking that point only. But
yes,
the devotees are very eager to receive his mercy.
yes, Prabhuji. Yes,
You know,
Prabhuji. And yeah,
that's why.
and then I think
And they are on the
Prasad
path of
Prabhuji
dharma.
also touched on reciprocation, and Sarat Prabhuji also answered that question on reciprocation. How the reciprocity is between the relationship between Bhagwan and the Atma, Jivatmas.
Exactly.
That makes
Yes.
a key role in the Bhaktavatsal feature of Bhagwan. So
You will see all this discussion in a very intense way in the 11th canto. In 11th canto is
yes,
so
Prabhuji.
full of philosophy, deep
Yes, Prabhuji.
philosophy.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm currently reading 11th Canto, the
Yeah.
Navyogendras and Karbhajan Muni and Narada Muni.
Entire the three main points are there in the 11th canto. The first point is this Yadvasthali, Moshal Leela, that we are going to study. And the second point is this, the teachings of the Navi Yogendras to King Nimi. And the third point, the bulk of 11th canto is devoted to Uddhav Gita. Uddhav Gita is so much, in fact, it gives a lot more than in Bhagavad Gita because the situation is different. Is this time Krishna is living, is parting, and that instructions he gives. Obviously, if somebody is living, that instruction he gives. And on Bhagavad Gita, he gives the instruction to Arjuna, was in a sort of a completely different situation. Arjuna was really kind of seemingly bewildered by his duty, what he ought to do, because he had to kill his own people, his grandfather, his teacher, and so on like that, right? So that's why he started from that point of view. But here, Uddhava was completely a liberated platform, and yet Uddhava, when he practically pleading him, because Uddhava spent time right from his childhood with Krishna, and Krishna is about to leave. Okay, so then he said that don't leave me here alone. Please take me with you. And Krishna said, no, I have a mission for you. Okay, and when he gives a mission and he gives detailed instructions, so Uddhav Gita is the big bulk of it. Starts from chapter 6 onwards and going all the way chapter 29. So you will see a very, very deep philosophy. And I'm amazed by the depth of philosophy in the 11th chapter. Somebody is talking.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. I mean, I'm totally indebted eternally to you all for facilitating this course, to Bhagavad Seva Prabhuji, and you making all the slides and enlightening us in Sarat Prabhuji.
Look at
And the
it, by the time
entire
we finish, it will be approaching 200 lessons in Bhagavad Gita and in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Thank you
I've not
very, very
seen
much.
such in-depth discussion anywhere in the world. I've seen that.
प्रभु जी भगवान का एक नाम है भक्त आधीन। भक्त आधीन भगवान एक ही वीकनेस है, भगवान भक्त को देके वो आधीन हो जाते हैं उनके।
भक्त पराधीन।
अहम भक्त पराधीन।
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other points? We still have some time.
Everybody knows this story, how why Jarasandha had to be killed this way only. There is a story which
yes,
is
Prabhuji.
Mahabharata.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And that's why Uddhava said Bhima is capable to kill him, but still there is a need Krishna to be present there, because Krishna knew his history. And Prabhuji explained that story again. how
Sorry, Prabhu, should we do
there are,
that tomorrow? Because we have the same chapter tomorrow and we have
I'm
to cover
sorry.
that.
Let's not preempt that.
Let's do that tomorrow. Right? So,
Yeah.
Prabhuji, please, let's.
Any other point? Any other point?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I just add one point to the Bhaktavatsala part?
Yeah,
Yes.
please. I'm sure Lalita Priya Mataji will love it.
So when we say that Krishna protects us and he is Bhaktavatsala and he is a protector of the devotees, we should also understand that Krishna is, what part is Krishna protecting? Is he protecting our body? Is he protecting our soul? Is he protecting what? Is he protecting our emotions? What is actually Krishna protecting? Because even in case of Ajamila, Krishna protected him. Even in case of Putana, Krishna protected her. So what is Krishna protecting actually? When we see that he is killing Putana, we see that is he a Bhakta Vatsala? I mean, she's not a Bhakta, she's not a devotee. So she's being killed. It's fine. But then when Krishna gives her the position of nurse in the spiritual world, what is Krishna doing? Krishna is seeing only the good part. He's only seeing the good side. She dressed up as a gopi. She came to Vrindavan. So he's seeing all the good side. There's hardly any good side you can see from a demon's point of view, but then Krishna is seeing, even in a demon, he's seeing the good side. So what to speak of devotees? That's all I wanted to share. Thank you.
Yes, there are so many examples also. I'll tell you a small story. There is a lot of time. There is a story in Varaha Purana. It says there was a Mlecha. Who is a Mlecha? Mlecha means one who is not a devotee of the Lord. Second, he eats all these non-vegetarian things and he does what is not prescribed in the Vedas. So this person, he was roaming in the forest and he was attacked by a boar, wild boar. And the wild boars, they are very, very fierce. Now, the wild boar almost killed him. And before the individual died, he uttered the word haram. That is an abuse in his language. Because that contained the words Rama, suddenly, immediately, an aeroplane came from the spiritual world and took him to the spiritual world. So here what Mataji was saying, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he is always finding a pretext to empower us, to help us, praise us. So that is that he has been doing. But one who is not a devotee, he is still not averse. But he also helps that person to become a devotee. If he is not a devotee today, someday he will be a devotee, and that will be helpful for everybody, for him also and for the Supreme Lord also. Because he doesn't like all of us to suffer in this material world. He wants us to go back to his spiritual world, which we have not been able to go so far. So that is his greatness.
Thank you, Archana Mataji and Sarat Prabhuji. This is a nice brainstorming. I liked it to understand. Thank you so very much for enlightening.
You're very welcome.
Glories to your question, Mati. Wonderful question.
Prasad Prabhuji, you want to raise any new topic or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm good, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Wonderful session.
Please.
Actually, there is a continuity tomorrow. Okay, I think how it happened, why Jarasandha is made all that. There are so many secrets, I guess. So Sanjeev Prabhuji has for tomorrow. Okay, maybe
Okay,
after tomorrow
all right.
we can discuss further.
Okay. So maybe then we can conclude the class earlier. Oh, Sharad Prabhuji, you want to add anything more? Or maybe you want to tell us some special story? We have some time now.
Nothing. I'll just request those who have been allotted classes please
Yeah,
prepare
it's very
yourself,
important.
especially for the
Very
11th
important.
canto.
Radha Vinod Prabhuji has left.
He has left. Actually, there are
Because
three
he has
of
a
them.
one class I have assigned to him, and I don't know
Yes.
whether he knows it or not. Please,
Yes,
please,
yes.
please remind him. Please remind him that, okay?
I also wanted to check up from him, Nityasaji Mataji and Rajiv Prabhuji, if they have understood the sequence and the allotment. I have not received any response from them. Others, I have already got the response and I have replied to them also.
So compile that and finally send it to me, okay? So I'll correct everything.
Yes, yes.
So then we may conclude the class earlier then perhaps. Unless someone
Prabhuji,
wants.
shall we do the Narsimha plates?
Oh yeah. Before we do that, I want to ask somebody. Anybody know how to see? I have this textbook. I mean, Sarartha Darshini. Okay, but I want to be able to copy paste. Is there any way I can convert this thing into a soft copy or a digital copy? Anybody know how to do it? Because I think
Sanjeev
there must
Prabhuji
be a
would
way
be
to.
knowing. I think it is possible.
Some of the Mataji used so in the past, he provided some books, digital copies. Is there a way to get 11th canto and 12th canto in digital copy? See, I subscribe to this Kindle version. That's the digital version, okay. But unfortunately, I learned too late that it has a finite number of ways you can copy paste. So I already reached 99%, so now it is not allowing me to copy paste,
What is that book?
Yes.
What is that book?
This is
Darshini.
Sarartha Darshini is
Sarartha Darshini. I'll try to check it in online. Yeah.
commentary.
Yes, Prabhuji, I think
I have the hard copy, but I want to convert it into a digital copy.
So
I
one way,
think there is
Prabhu.
already existing PDF formats.
Yeah, but how to do it? This thing, how to do it?
no,
नहीं
yes,
प्रभुजी
Prabhuji,
आपको
there's
स्कैन
a
नहीं करना है
Ajay, क्या कहा आपने?
it is possible, Prabhuji.
Can you figure it out how to do it? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Samita Mataji, let's conclude the class.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Lalita Priya Mataji, would you like to do the Narsim prayers? Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll do.
Yes, Mataji. I can do. Sorry, I couldn't unmute when you're asking.
Okay. Please go ahead.
If you'd like to do, you can, Mother. No problem.
Go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladaladaine. Praladaladaine. Hiranyakashipurvaksha. हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षा शीलटङ्कानकालये शीलटङ्कानकालये इतो नृसिंहो परतो नृसिंहो इतो नृसिंहो परतो नृसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो बहिः नृसिंहो हृदये नृसिंहो बहिः नृसिंहो हृदये नृसिंहो नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपद्ये नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नकामद्भुतशृङ्गां दलितहिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवरे नकामद्भुत शृङ्गाम् दलित हिरण्यकशिपोर्तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव भक्ति विघ्न विनाशक श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंह भगवान की जय श्री प्रहलाद नृसिंह भगवान की जय श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय अपने अपने गुरु की जय Thank you. If anyone has not seen Mahavatar Narsimha, please do see. There is a lot of takeaway messages from Prahlad Maharaj. It was a nicely done movie. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
yes.
Thank you.
It is a wonderful movie. Everybody, please watch. Okay. Okay. In your native mother tongues, that is better actually. It is so wonderful, wonderful movie. I watch it with other devotees.
Oh, Prasad
Thank
Prabhuji,
you. Yeah.
Prasad Prabhuji, you are a very resourceful person. Can you figure it out how to get this hard copy into a digital copy?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
We do one thing, Prabhu. Just
there's
send a
a
pic, Prabhu.
YouTube.
Yeah.
In the YouTube, I saw a particular YouTube on that. Can you figure it out and tell me how to do it?
Yeah, yeah.
Prabhuji,
Just send
I'm
a pic
sending
of
you.
this one.
Oh, you
Okay.
have
Krishna,
it?
Prabhuji. Yeah, I'm sending you. I'm just working on it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. That'll be big help because I'm manually typing this big, commentary. It takes a lot of my time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mataji,
it's
put it in
very
a group,
hard.
Mataji, in that group, our group. Okay. So that like if that doesn't work, we'll find the alternatives, Mataji. Okay.
Yeah,
So
sure,
both,
Prabhuji. I'll put it.
Shraddhamaji, both 11th canto and the 12th canto, both try to share with me.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Whatever
you,
effort we
everybody.
put it, if that really
Thank you,
doesn't work, our
everybody.
other options we can take. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
You guys are really very, very helpful to me. When you take active interest in this discussion, it's going on, lively discussion, that gives me great pleasure. I feel all my efforts are worth, Haribol. Sharad Prabhuji, you have a last word.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Oji, you like the students who would like to bring the interactions, Prabhu. Okay. Who you love the students who nourish your PPTs. You are a guru for, you are a teacher for all of us.
No, I don't. I never wanted to be a guru. Okay.
You give the
Because
example today.
no, I want to be a fellow disciple. Fellow students.
Or
Okay.
at least
Thank you
it's
so
a
much,
guru.
everyone. So we are looking forward. Are we seeing tomorrow? I thought this week is over. I think next week, right, Sanjeev Prabhuji?
No. Tomorrow
We
is
have tomorrow also.
Tomorrow is there, I think. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, tomorrow is there.
Sharad Prabhuji, I have one question. In a PPT 110, all instructive questions are there. So we have to, we have to do 1111 or 1110, Prabhuji, tomorrow.
Tomorrow 110.
वो PPT
Tomorrow
में
is
सिर्फ
same
question
Prabhu,
answer ही है
109.
प्रभुजी.
What
Today we
question?
did 109.
Yeah, we have to do same. So actually, Charu
Actually-
did the same chapter for 2 days.
Okay, by the way, in the 11th canto, I stopped giving you this instructive question because I noticed that in a discussion period, you guys are actually kind of thing, it's already done. It's already done. So then I thought it's useless to include. So now in the
Yes,
11th
Prabhu.
Canto, I'm not giving that,
Yes, once upon a time we were not very interactive, Prabhu. That is the reason you
I
pushed
stopped
us
doing in
to
that.
give these kind of questions to us, at least to some interactions will be there. Now more interactions are happening. Yeah.
Okay, but
Okay.
another thing, sorry, 1 minute. What I know, Raksha Mataji, what you're asking, I understand. Because we not complete the chapter and there are only 8 slides. If you do the rehash tomorrow, it will be done quickly. So I suggest the rehash of this whole chapter be done next week. That will be better. The recapping of this.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So
So
tomorrow
was
we
it
will not
today?
do
It was
recap.
that today was the day 2. I somehow am missing something. Tomorrow is the
Today
class.
is day 1, Prabhuji.
Oh, I see. I'm somehow because the whole 2 weeks I suffered so much in this flu, so I had lost track of it. So
Yes,
we have a
I
class
will,
tomorrow then.
yeah, Prabhuji, I will tell you what the situation is.
Oh.
So today is day 1 and tomorrow is day 2, and both days you have put chapter 72, same chapter. Actually, it's a very small chapter, only 8 slides. Like that's why I couldn't go for more than 1 hour. That's the best I could. Now tomorrow there are just 4 more slides, which is the final themes, more themes of the same chapter. So I will see. We will try to add more in. But instead of doing the recap tomorrow of the half chapter, which is only 4 slides, we'll do the recap next week. So tomorrow, actually, we will have a lot of time left for day 2. If there's any other topic to discuss or talk about, we'll have at least an hour at a hand. There's not more than 30 to 40 minutes to discuss.
Okay.
So
Thank you, everyone.
I will talk to Sarat Prabhu and we'll come back on that. But recap of this we'll do next week. Tomorrow we'll finish chapter 72 in first 30-45 minutes, and then we'll find some more topic to discuss.
Okay.
Thank you. We go by this. Next weekend, day 1, recap by Archana Mataji, the lessons 109 and 110.
110 will start next week. Okay, I got it. Okay, yes, Prabhu. Means chapter 72 whole. Okay.
Yes, chapter 72.
Yes.
Prabhuji, 110 is in front of me. Only in that only question and answers are there, Prabhuji. I did not see any other theme in PPT 110, Prabhuji.
We'll see, Prabhu. We'll see, Mataji. We'll call you. Anyway,
Okay, Mata. Please kindly help and guide. तो
Yes.
अदरवाइज दूसरा अपलोड करना है तो मैं कर सकूं, है ना प्रभु जी?
ठीक है.
थैंक यू प्रभु जी. दंडवत प्रणाम.
Okay,
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dhanwad
Prabhu, I will call you shortly. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dhanwad pranam. Wonderful class.
Bye,
Thank you, Sarat Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Charu
Sarat
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Dhanwad pranam to all
Thank you,
devotees.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Sanjeev
Thank you,
Prabhuji,
Sanjeev
for the wonderful
Prabhuji.
class.
Pranam,
Thank you,
Charu
Chandra.